Here we are, Sam and I, on the very first shoot of Board or Bin, where we ask the critical question: are we going to put the pedal on the board, or are we going to put it in the bin? So we're going to try out different pedals, build up our pedal board as we go, get some awesome guitar sounds, and make those critical choices, because we've all got to decide. We can't put every pedal in the world on our pedal board. So this is about making those awesomely difficult choices and ending up with a monster tone. We don't know if they've got a valve, but we should read the manual. Welcome to Board or Bin, the show that asks the crucial question: board or bin? Board or bin?
So we're going to be starting off with some overdrive pedals. Now normally when you're starting your pedal exploration journey, you often start with overdrives because they shape a lot of our tone, especially for lots of rock and crunch. You need a good overdrive. So today we've got two pedals from Victory. We've got the Sheriff and the Countess. I think one's based upon the sort of plexi sort of sound, and this is a bit more high gain.
Rather than read the manual, I think we should use our ears and explore the pedals and see what we can get out of them, and then decide which one we want to keep on the board and then build up the board from there. So I'm really interested to hear what these sound like, because the amps sound amazing. Mm-hmm. So I've deliberately not used a Victory amp. I brought in this old Marshall. Nice. It's an 800, JCM 800, but it's got no master volume, and because we're using essentially the sound from the pedals, we're using the amp as a slave. What guitar are you using, Sam?
I'm using an Ibanez Prestige AZ2204 FTAB, which is really catchy as a name, but it's like a sort of super Strat style guitar. And what are you using, Bruce?
An old Les Paul from the 70s. So, Sam, here's the official spec from Victory amps for these two pedals. I've used the actual heads, we've bought several for WaterBear, and just like these pedals, they're just so super practical, but they don't compromise on the sound. And I think they're really affordable for what they do for a proper valve amp. Have you any thoughts on the actual range of amps as well?
Yeah, they're just you get all those sort of classic sounds and everything high gain as well. And what I do like is actually they do the slanted cabs.
Yes.
The reverse cabs, and they do all the small lunchbox heads and stuff, and they all pack tone. Very
practical for modern touring. Everything's diminished, but you don't get that kind of diminishment of your tone. So you've got big sound in a small rig. So first impressions, I don't know what you think, but I really like these because they feel like an amp to me. I know these amps quite well, the heads, and it feels the same. I know it's got a loop in it and it's got a remote switch, but basically it's like a twin channel version of a head.
I can imagine if you had like a clean amp, really nice, or like even have like a twin or something, and you wanted something real for distortion, an amp-like drive, this is well worth checking out.
It's a good point, that, because normally there's this hideous compromise when you can't use the distortion on your amp and you use the box to get the actual distortion sound. It sounds like a stomp box rather than actually a hot valves, you know.
Yeah.
So why don't we start with a little bit of clean Marshall? We're not winding it up too much. It's not got a master volume. So just give us a little bit of how that sounds. So it's a plexi, not wound too hot. It's got that kind of nasally thing that we love these amps for. So should we see what the Sheriff does into that, and let's see what we get.
Okay. Both of these pedals have two channels, so you have two different gain stages.
And what's the difference between the two? Are they the same?
No. So you've got this green channel, which is a lower gain,
right,
and then the red channel, which you can hear the hiss in the room. That's the higher gain channel. But there's the same characteristic. It's just a bit more oomph. So if you want a volume boost or a gain boost.
Well, we're probably going to want a gain boost, but let's start subtle and then give ourselves somewhere to go.
Okay, so I'm going to do some sort of classic rock style thing. Yeah. So let's go for gain stage 1. And everything's at noon, so here we go.
Wicked. I like that. It seems to be really responsive to your playing. You're definitely going to hear that in the band. There's the kind of the detail, there's the musicality. Can you push it a bit, see what it does?
Okay, let's go.
that one. Wicked. So we like that. We like that. It works well into the amp. I'd be happy with that as a kind of gigging sound. That's a really, really good start. Should we try the Countess and see what happens?
Yeah, let's get it plugged in.
Right, so it seems to have an identical kind of layout, and it's got the same effects loops, it's got the same remote switch, some kind of bright filter so you can knock down the toppiness, which is useful when you're not able to turn your amp up full and it's a bit too bright. So we've definitely made use of that feature on the Sheriff. So what exactly is the difference apart from the colour of the box?
Let's have a listen to channel 1. And to my ears, that's kind of like where the plexi pedal, where the Sheriff...
Similar, isn't it?
Yeah, left off. It's a bit, I mean, the volume, the preamp is already quite cranked on that. So it's a clean, it's like a clean, crunchy channel. And then when we press the channel switch, we get this. The low end feels a bit more tighter for the picking. It's a bit more metal.
It's like if you're thinking about your old amps, the old valve amps tend to have a valve rectifier, and then the Marshalls moved to a silicon rectifier, which tied it up. That's a silicon rectifier in that. An old JTM 45 would be, the early ones would be a valve one, you know. That feels a bit silicon-y, a bit faster.
I think perhaps you need to have a go through one of these, Bruce.
Yeah. So obviously this one's best, but Sam's got opinions as well.
Well, I'm thinking there's two different sides to this, because that is every shade of plexi and clarity and transparent.
It really is impressive, isn't it, for a pedal? It's absolutely amazing, really.
Absolutely. The first channel on this has a bit of that, and it has a sort of modern high gain thing.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking if you're like a, you know, regular gigging, functiony musician.
Yes.
The Countess is probably more versatile for most modern applications, but having said that, the plexi is a classic sound and it's known and tried and tested and loved.
It is. I mean, I totally agree with you, but for me, I don't think you should ever be practical over quality. So for me, versatility, I'm not interested. I'm interested in, is it good? And for me, they're both great, actually. But this one, it's got such a level of detail and articulation, and it's so musical, that wins hands down for me. Well, I'll tell you what, we should go to a vote.
Time for a vote.
All right, so now it's time for the vote. Right, let's go for the Sheriff. Well, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, so that must mean that the Countess is 1, 2, 3. So yeah, we obviously this is going to happen because Sam and I are very different guitar players. I'm a traditionalist, he's more of a modern player. So, you know, we expected this, and actually we've got our system, don't worry. It's phone a friend system, so this week we're going to phone the ghost of Paul Kossoff to see what he thinks. So he's on, this number. All right, Paul, it's Bruce here. Yeah, were you listening? Yeah, he was listening. He says he definitely prefers the Sheriff. It's got more musicality, it's got a lot more clarity, and that's the one he would use. So that's conclusive proof that the Sheriff should go on the board, and the Countess, unfortunately, has to go in the bin. So Sam, could you do the honours, please? The poor old Countess has to go in the bin with her. So, join us next week on Board or Bin, where we complete the board. Next pedal we should have is probably a delay, a reverb maybe.
Yeah, some ambience.
We maybe need to think about a chorus, a flange or a phase. Make some decisions, maybe 2 or 1 of those. And then we'll get some funky boutiquey stuff on there as well. But remember, we've only got space for 6 pedals. So that's the thing. We've got to keep it to 6 and we've got to construct the ultimate pedal board using our ingenuity, and we've got to come out with an awesome tone at the end of the day. So there we are. Thanks for watching. See you soon.